So I got one of those drive-away cars and just started driving to California. And
What year was this in?
this would be 1956, I guess.
Wow.
And
Wow. I was going to say now, Fort Ord had to be a long way away from Wheaton.
oh yes, but I'd been there, so
You were used to you got acclimated quickly.
well I got acclimated to being away from my family.
Absolutely. Yeah, single young man,
Yes.
drawing cartoons in California.
Yeah.
Sure.
And my father thought I was crazy, and I'm sure he did for a long time. But I got one of these. You drive, and when you get to California, you know, you turn the car into a dealer or whatnot, and drove across country.
That had to be very interesting.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I started out with a Cadillac, which I had never been in a Cadillac, and it had the thing that dimmed the lights. It was the high beam, low beam thing
On the floor?
no, on the dashboard. So as you approached the car, the electric eye automatically dimmed your lights for you.
Wow.
And so you know, I thought, oh boy, here I come, California in a Cadillac. And wouldn't you know it, I get out, I'm in Chicago and I'm heading west, but before I get to Wheaton, which is 25 miles west of Chicago, boom, a tire blows. There was no tools in the trunk. I have to stop and go to a farmer. They were farmers then, and I went up to a farmhouse and said, could I borrow a jack? And they were very kind to me and whatnot. And so my father said, you're not going out in a car, you know, if they're going to pull that kind of stuff on you. So I started across country in this little Chevy Biscayne 6. I think it was a 54 or 50 something. Anyway, a very nice little car, but not a Cadillac. And I'm driving across country and everything is fine. And somewhere around in Nevada or someplace, I look in the rearview mirror and I see the Cadillac that I left behind. It just comes up behind me and goes, and also it had air conditioning. I'd forgotten about that. It had air conditioning. Of course, the Chevy didn't. So some guy drives by and he's got the windows closed and he's just as happy as a cucumber. And so anyway, I get out to San Jose. Now I didn't think anything about it when I left, but San Jose, you know, is a long way from Los Angeles, so
It's a long way.
I have to I deliver the car to a dealer, and then I come down on the bus to California.
Okay.
To Los Angeles, and the buses were on strike. It was 110 degrees, and so I start walking, and toward Chenard Art Institute,
Which was located?
on 7th and Westlake, I think was the thing. It was just above Alvarado Street.
Okay.
And at
Downtown Los Angeles.
Downtown Los Angeles, and I got a hotel room in a can only be described as a flea bag hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the first night I was there, the mice came and took one of my letters off the table and started chewing off the corner of the envelope. But anyway, I was free. I was out here, and I registered at Chenard to go to night school because so I could work during the day, and it was all new to me. I really didn't know what I was doing, but they had a wonderful cartoon class.
Oh, I'm sure. Who was your teacher at Chenard?
Stan Wilkins you went through his class, and then you got Tee.
Wow.
And in the interim, of course, you took other classes, but they were the ones that I was most interested in. And Stan Wilkins was an animator at UPA, and he had been in the Navy for I don't know how many years, but he was like a career Navy man. And Baba. And he was so happy to be, he was really so enthusiastic about animation, and he was working at UPA Studios, and he'd bring in work, and the drawings and whatnot, and they were inspirational.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so from his class, I went on to Teehee's class, who was also a wonderful teacher and a great guy and a great artist.
Enormous talent, absolutely.
And I don't know if it was, I guess it was when I was in Stan's class. Anyway, I was working at the LA Times as a police beat reporter, and which I enjoyed, but it was $50 a week. And Stan Wilkins said, there's an opening at UPA for, for an in-betweener. And he recommended me. And so I went out there. I guess if it paid $50 a week. I think if it paid $49 a week, I might not have gone out there. But I went out there, and I didn't have what you would call a portfolio. I just had a bunch of rolled up drawings from Stan's class, with pencil drawings, but they were gags. And as luck had it, the guy that was interviewing me was Dick Shaw, who was who was writing the Magoo shows, and he was interested in people who could put a gag together rather than just drawing. So I had them rolled up. People were coming in with portfolios and the big leathered things, and I came in with I had a bunch of drawings in a rubber, wrapped up with a rubber band, and he liked them. And so anyway, I got the job and went to work at UPA.
This is, the year is 19...
I guess it would be 1957, 56, 57.
So you must have been absolutely ecstatic.
Oh.
You're out here.
Suddenly I was getting paid to draw.
Draw cartoons.
That's amazing, I think.
So you go to UPA and, you're surrounded by immense talents.
Yes. Yeah.
And the studio is churning out just terrific film.
Yep.
So who were the people that you were most inspired by when you were working there?
Well, as you say, they were ending up the CBS McBoing Boing show.
I was going to say, interesting enough, that was Teehee's McBoing
Yes.
Boing, correct? So
Yep.
there is your teacher, and you cross paths again.
Yeah, and they were doing theatrical Magoos, and they were doing. They were gearing up to do a feature, Magoo's Arabian Nights, and it was just exciting. The fact that I could still remember that first day, the report to work, sir, and you realize that you're actually getting paid. Now the only jobs I had up until that time were hard labor, and even at the paper, you were always kind of under the gun, and
Yeah, deadlines like crazy, sure.
and you were not treated differentially. You were just expected to behave yourself, and at UPA, which was a beautiful little studio, and they had a ping pong table in the middle of the patio, and they had private. Each unit had a little glass enclosed studio.
Did you work in an office or in a bullpen, or what was the situation?
The first day there were two of us that started. We started with in-betweens, and we were next to a senior type guy. But it wasn't really a private office, but it was close enough for me,
Sure. Now, the UPA studio was located over in Toluca Lake, correct?
Right next to the smokehouse.
Uh-huh. And right by
where the
Lakeside Golf Club.
Right where the Shamrock outfit is now.
Wow.
And it was just
a beautiful location.
Beautiful location, beautiful. And what got me was that the people were so nice, and they all would help you, and they were generally concerned and make you feel at home and hope that you would. There was no backbiting, no a feeling that you were taking their job or you were going to take their job or anything. It was just it was really a happy family.
And a very diverse family, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Condor.